All right, let's go ahead and work on a basic concept here in TIA Portal of making a light blink. You may want to light the blink for a warning light. Maybe when a machine is starting, you want to light the blink for a couple seconds to warn everyone. Maybe that is not a light. Maybe it's a horn or a buzzer, and you want that buzzer to buzz when a machine is starting. All things that you can do with these flashes. There's so many different ways to make a light flash. I'll be doing a two timer method for a timer for the on time and a timer for the off time. But you could do one timer at the top and then use some greater than or equal to statements to turn the light on at certain parts of that timer. Um, you can do it in many different ways. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the first part of your light flashing lab, just as we build and grow in TIA Portal here. So I'm going to come over here to TIA Portal. I'm going to add a new block. I want us to start getting used to adding blocks, just to practice organization. Nothing says you can't do it in your main OB1. It's not wrong if you do it in there. I just want to start getting used to making these blocks and folders that we can start organizing in. So I made a block here. I could have named this light flash or whatever, or just block one. So to start this, we want to start with a very basic latching circuit because we do not want to sit and hold this green button for the timer to start. We want to just push the green button momentarily and it start a process. So with that, I'm going to start dragging some contacts down here to start building out that latch. So we have start button, stop button. Then we'll drag a latch in here. And there we have our basic framework. So I already have my tags made. So I'm going to come in here and double click and I can grab tags. So I can find my start button. If you have a long list of tags too, you don't have to scroll the list. You can just start typing stop and it filters out if you have a bunch of tags. Over here, we're actually going to use a memory bit. We don't actually want to turn the light on here. We want to turn a memory bit on that holds our timer on. So I've gone and created a tag already in here called cycle start. You can see it's cycle start, just meaning our cycle has started and it is M00, so memory bit 0.0. That's just the first open one. So the latch that, I'm going to come down here and also put it there. So now we hit our start button, our stop button is in its resting state, our cycle start turns on, and now it latches itself so we can let go of this button. So that's our cycle start. Let's now enter next. So I can come up here to network and I can say cycle start. Then in network 2, we can call this light flashing. Now we can start building out this. So we want to start this flashing circuit with our cycle start. So we can put a tag here for cycle start. Then we want to come over here to instructions and we are in the timer operation. We can see all those different types of timers we talked about. Like I said, you can use a variety of different ones or a variety of different methods. For this, I'm going to use a ton timer. You see when we drag it in here, it just throws the next timer up here. I had some timers previously made in this, so they're already out there. So that's why this is DB2. You can name this whatever you want. You can just use the generic name. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to use the generic name. You can see here we have some red question marks in the how long in the present time or the preset time. So I'm going to click here. If you notice, I'm going to type 1 for 1 second and hit enter. But if we look closely, it's defaulted to milliseconds. So Siemens default time base is in milliseconds. So you have to manually override that typing an S. So 1 second. So this turns on, 1 second of time elapses. And then after that, let's turn our light on. So 1 second of time has elapsed and now our light is on. So the light was off while this timer was timing. So this is going to be our off timer. When it is complete, the light turns on. So now we need a timer to say, hey, you were off for 1 second. Now I need you to be on for 1 second. So I'm going to put another rung here right below. I'm going to throw a contact here that is triggered when the light comes on. I'm going to throw another ton timer in here. So now this will be our on timer. We also want it for 1 second. I'll type 1S. And then I'm going to add another memory bit here called light off. So memory bit 0.1 light off. So when this timer is complete, we want the light to turn off. How we're going to achieve that is we just have to interrupt this circuit. So this timer, remember, remains complete and the output remains true as long as this input is triggered. So we just need to break this for a millisecond. So I'm going to throw a normally closed contact there, and I'm going to reference light off. So now when that light goes off after 1 second, we will trigger this, restarting this timer, turning this light off. So let's go ahead and compile and download and see if our logic works. Load. And let's go online and monitor. Oh, we have an impossible function. What do we got? Be executed. Oh, I think I just clicked too fast. I think I just clicked online and then monitor too fast. Perfect scenario to talk about. Notice we are all green. We are online. I am in monitor, but all of my logic is grayed out. If I come over here and hit my buttons, nothing's happening. Why? Well, the program, I'm going to go offline here. The program is always prioritizing main OB1, and it is completing the objectives that main OB1 is telling it. So let's click on our main OB1. Nothing. We don't have anything in main OB1. So the PLC is doing nothing. So what we have to do is we have to tell it to, hey, you need to look at this block that I made and execute any logic inside of there. And that's easy as just dragging this over. So I drug this over and now an instruction was placed here that says, hey, go to block 1, execute its logic, and then come back here. Obviously, there's nothing else here, so it's going to keep cycling through block 1. But we missed that step. It's so easy to do. Obviously, I just did it. You get programming down here. Something doesn't work. All you got to do is drag it in there. So let's re-download to this. Should be a quick overwrite. Yep, we want to overwrite OB1. Come back to block 1. Go online and monitor. Give it a second. There we go. I'm a little too quick on that. Click there. There we go. Now we are all up and running. Let me get the logic here so you can see it. So I should hit my start button and it should start this, and then our light right here down in our corner, our white light should start blinking. There we go. So we are at 1 second and it is resetting instantaneously. So it's a little hard to see the logic fully complete itself, but it's working, so we know this is toggling on and off. Just graphically, it's a little behind. So our cycle turns on, starts a timer for 1 second. After 1 second, that light turns on. That light turning on starts a second timer for 1 second. And after then, that light turns back off. We can come in here and change these. So you can see we have a very uniform blink right now. Let's say I want to make it faster. Let's say I want to go to 500 milliseconds. Now in Siemens, it doesn't let you live update these timers. So I'll have to type 500 milliseconds in both of these and then do a quick re-download. But you'll notice once I download, since I didn't stop my cycle, that light should start blinking faster. So there we go. Now look at that. And having the on timer and the off timer, we can delay that. So let's say you want to have it on for a certain amount of time and then off briefly. Or you want to have it off for 10 seconds and then just blink very fast. You can adjust both of those with this timing method. Then our stop button should still be able to stop our circuit. And now we are stopped and ready to go. We hit the start button again, and we instantaneously start back to our flashing. That's one way to do a super simple flashing circuit. Hopefully you can use this to control lights, timers, horns, signals, doesn't matter, anything that you need to pulse or blink or flash.